just to start it. But so everybody got an idea how the dice bot works? Oh, I was going to finish up. Let me pause to the vehicle, but what I am going to do is we do have to go over starting equipment, and that is on page 18. There is a list of equipment. We have 4 players, so you're allowed to pick 4 items from that list. You can't double up. So there's some goodies there, definitely.
So are we just picking then, Darren?
Yeah, we can start with whoever, unless you guys want to do this as a group. I suppose we can allow that. It's not a...
Do you want to share the screen and then we can all look at it at the same time, or should we just
Oh,
all?
of course, that's a good idea.
Yeah. The first question I've got is anybody skilled in heavy weapons? Because there's the option to take a light machine gun here.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a bit in it.
Yeah. My heavy weapons is a D rating.
Oh, there's a dirt bike there. Interesting.
Yeah, I've got a D in heavy.
Well, so, yeah, there's a light machine gun or a rocket launcher.
Ooh, rocket launcher. No, it's not going to be a sophisticated one. It's going to be like a small portable one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But still.
It's an RPG, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Depending on your faction or whatever, you know, we could just kind of arbitrarily, I'll sign you one, basically. So look at that for a minute, and there's some goodies there. And some, like, do you guys have a set of binoculars? That's something, right? That's.
I've already got a toolkit, a basic toolkit, and a vehicle toolkit as well. So we're kind of fitted out for that already, unless somebody else wanted it.
I've got a sniper rifle.
I've got 5 med kits.
Wow.
And a surgical kit.
I've got 1 med kit, so we're pretty well fitted out for those.
Also, just in the back of your head, start thinking of, like you probably have already, in the last 3 days, and it could have been you joined the group 15 minutes ago, if you want. But at some point in the last 3 days, and unless you were on one of the original Army units, you would be together for all 3 days. But you have to decide when during those 3 days you joined the group and how and why. When we get to intros, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the point of taking a light machine gun or a rocket launcher is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. You'll also, if you've spent a day or 2 or 3 together, you will have gotten to know each other a little bit, right? You'll have those moments where you stop to scramble some food down and talked and so on. And so you do to kind of know each other and have an idea, and you may have bonded with somebody in that time.
Yeah. How is everyone set for water and food? I've got 3 of each.
No, I haven't rolled for those yet.
I've got 4 field rations, 5 water rations. So not too bad for that.
Because, yeah, I'll be honest, I'm immediately drawn to probably the light machine gun, additional reloads. You've got a toolkit. Don't really need fuel. We haven't got a vehicle. I don't know. Taking the one person on a dirt bike doesn't seem particularly advantageous. It feels like more of a burden than anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Did we say nobody's got binoculars? Nobody.
No, I haven't got binoculars. Binoculars are probably useful, yeah.
Probably makes sense there.
Especially if Barry, your character's a sniper, so you'd have someone as a spotter, wouldn't you, with binoculars?
Yeah, true.
So are we going LMG, reloads, binoculars, and one more?
Then, of course, you can assign those to whoever is going to be using them and carrying them. But they are a party thing, so.
To be honest, maybe the bow and arrow would be a useful one if we're trying to sort of catch any food or anything like that, rather than waste bullets.
Yeah. Is anybody skilled with that kind of thing?
No.
Not me. I guess it'd just be ranged combat, I imagine.
Yeah, and the redneck could have been a bow hunter back in Arkansas.
That's true. Yeah, that works.
Daryl from Walking Dead.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, I'm happy with that if that works for everybody else.
Sorry, I'm just rolling rations and water.
Can it be a crossbow, Darren? Does it have to be a bow? Or
No,
is it
no, it's a
different?
bow.
Where do we find the zombies?
Yeah. Actually, I've been playing a video game called Deadside, and it's basically this. It's a brutal game, very hard. Marauders and NPCs and excellent. So the party has just stopped for a rest. It is they've just rested. Let's say it was just nighttime, unless you guys prefer to travel at night. That's your call. What time of day would you like it to be? You can start it. You decide if you want to prefer to travel at night. And by the way, there's different encounters at night. And just to give you a warning as well, if you travel on the road hexes, there's different encounters there and more frequent. And especially stuff like armored columns and things like that, of course. And
what's the current weather? What season are we in?
It is actually let me think of it. Oh, it is spring, late spring or early summer. So the weather is good, and it's not raining right now. It's a bit overcast. It's temperate, very nice actually. It's a as I said, if you guys decide to travel night or day, you can get lost at night, of course, a higher chance of getting lost and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's worth us thinking about what our objective is. Where are we traveling to? What are we trying to achieve before maybe we decide those sorts of things? I don't know.
So if we narrow in our situation, you'll see that Radam, you are here. You know that the Soviets are in Radam as you speak. They actually, you may have been maybe pushed out of it or around it. And they've been sort of moving west, the Soviets, before they were sort of ground to a halt. But, you know, the impetus of their attack has kind of ground down a bit, but they're still there. And the game would be starting with you in this hex beside Radam. And, oh wait, I have to roll, pardon me. I roll 6-sided, and 1 is straight up from Radam, and it goes clockwise around, if you follow, right? So you are going to be starting, this could 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're starting where I put you.
There you are.
Yeah. So that might be beneficial because you're on the right side of the, I was mentioning to Ben, there's not really a front line anymore. There's spheres of influence, if you follow, and right, there's areas that, and there are some areas that are controlled by this or that faction, and the Russians appear to be the dominant faction at the moment, but things change quickly in this environment. You've heard that there's radiation to the south in Kielik. Back here, it was apparently nuked. Warsaw was nuked.
As far as we're concerned, where do we believe would be our front line now, or where would our lines be? Where have we retreated to?
Unknown.
Unknown completely. We haven't even
Unknown.
got like a guess of a friendly town further along or anything.
This was the location you fled from. This is where you were hit by the Soviets. Right here, and you've fled like 4 hexes down that road, so to speak.
Okay.
And so you were heading just west away from the enemy, and west is preferable because that's supposedly where your side is. But there's been huge Soviet thrusts and stuff, and you guys are kind of behind enemy lines.
Okay. Are we kind of aware that we're behind enemy lines, or is this really
Yes.
sort of?
Yes.
Okay, right,
you realize that you got to get moving, and the Russians have been blunted, but they still have the initiative.
So it kind of probably just makes sense at the moment, without a long-term objective, that we're just trying to run away, and we haven't
That's
really
right.
sort of settled down said, right, let's figure out what we're going to do, guys.
And a
Right.
heads up, I will be introducing hooks and things. Like you'll hear rumors, you'll pick up radio signals. Right now, you don't have anything, and your mission is survive.
So I guess if we were going to do that, you'd head southwest through the woods, maybe. Tanks can't go through the woods. You're not going to see armored columns going through the woods. It's good cover. Southwest through the woods until you hit the river, and then head south. That's where my head goes, anyway. I presume
Well,
the green area.
let's retreat a little bit and start formally, sort of where you have you've shacked up in a barn for a rest, and the barn had part of the roof intact at one end, the other end was caved in and burnt out, and it was some sort of cattle barn, and you're at one end of it, and you've managed to kind of create now if this is an ongoing game, you guys probably would have rolled recon to set up the camp to see if you can hide it and all this stuff like that. So it's a hidden camp, but you realize you have to get going. It was just very temporary. You didn't even have a fire going. You're scared, but there is smoke and fire around too. So maybe not. Maybe you would have. Maybe you have those little butane things. Maybe. So let's say that we're sitting around in this farm deciding what you're going to do. You've all like catching your breath. You've been running. You're scratched up and bruised. Some of you have radiation. And so on. What we'll do at this point is go down the list, and I'll just go on Zoom here. I have Ian first, happens to come first. And Ian, if you don't mind, you could introduce your characters briefly, their appearance, and you don't have to give away everything, of course. You might have hidden agendas or your own personal thing. You know how it goes, gentlemen. How would we see you, and how have we got to know you, and how did you find the group? And do you know anybody?
Okay, let's go in reverse order from that then. I think you found Mary. She's called. She's dressed in civilian attire. She's you picked her up. You rescued her, in fact, from a small band of marauders, which she's very grateful, eternally grateful. She's American. Says she was in working in intelligence with the Polish resistance. She has a radio with her, which she's currently trying to pick up any chatter to give us an idea of which way to go. She's sort of trying to block everyone out while she's trying to get something on this radio. It's a man portable or woman portable thing. So yeah, she's studiously twiddling knobs, trying to get some feedback from something. Picking up a lot of Russian. Does anybody speak Russian? She says.
If you would for me. Okay, we'll get to that. Ian, remind me of that you've been fielding on the radio, okay? Do you know anybody in the, well, actually, let's introduce the group first. Actually, probably you're the first. So who's next in the line here would be David Flunk.
Okay, so Lance Corporal Morse Uckfield of the Royal Engineers. He's a very big man, quite strong, very muscular and that. Would have been clean shaven in normal times, but already after about 3 days on the run, he's starting to look very bedraggled. He actually joined the group when the group momentarily did have a vehicle. I don't know what, you guys choose whatever it was. And this vehicle had broken down, and Uckfield, who had lost the rest of his unit of Royal Engineers, that they'd been killed. They'd been in part of a sort of a unit which was going to be building a bridge across a river to do some sort of assault. And that got absolutely wiped out. So his whole unit's wiped out. He's literally just been wandering back, trying to get somewhere. And he came across the group purely by random. Your vehicle was broken down. You were pretty desperate because the Russians were on the way, and Morse quickly sort of showed his skill as an engineer and sort of fixed the truck up, or whatever the vehicle was, fixed it up, and we managed to use it for a little while longer, and it got us some distance before it conked out or something. He's certainly looking like one of those soldiers who's been completely dispirited by the whole event. He's completely shattered. All his comrades were killed, and he just wants to get back home. Not necessarily home, but just somewhere back to the front line or something, and back to his own troops. But that's it for him.
Now, as to your, and I forgot to mention with Ian, as to your moral code, very good, by the way, that's awesome. Your moral code and your goal, your long-term goal, these are things that you pick out when you made your character, correct? Everybody, and some of these can change when, but for the moment you should have these, and these are important because if you role play them in some aspect or strive to achieve them in a meaningful way, you get XP. And with XP, you buy more skills and the specialties and improve stats, I think. It's like a buy point system. So think of you may want to, when you introduce your character, you may want to express some of your stuff. You don't have to if you don't want to. It might be private what your goal is, but you may want to say, hey, you've made it plain to everybody that let's find a place to hide or something. You know what I mean? Or we got to find this general. He's betrayed us. Let's get him. Somebody might have that agenda. It's like, oh, okay. It's your call. So anyway, think about that, Ian, as well. Excellent. So we got an engineer and a soldier. Too. Actually, you're both.
I was in intelligence.
Yeah. Oh, pardon me. Intelligence. What am I thinking? Thank you, David. Anything else? You don't know anybody then really well in this group yet.
Not really. He's got no particular connections with anybody at the moment, and he's been pretty quiet the whole time. He hasn't had an awful lot to say. He seems much happier when he's trying to fix something, but he hasn't got anything to fix at the moment.
And you could have a little item like a picture or something. Let's say if you have a loved one you're looking for, you have a picture of her or something. Right? Barry, you're next, please.
So this guy is called Grady. He's his background is French Foreign Legion, but
Nice.
he's not there. He's not in the area in that capacity. He is in kind of the area looking for, I think, his brother, and that was his intention. He's kind of come in as an independent contractor looking for a family member that was involved in the whole push. Looks wise, tight cropped hair, long beard, and he's fairly weathered. He's an older guy. What else? I mean, the archetype is an operator. His moral code is when the shit hits the fan, everyone looks to you. And then the dream is just to keep the team alive and get out of this shit show. I think as far he's kind of lost, he's not necessarily still looking for that family member. I think that he kind of witnessed their death, and then the whole thing went to shit, and he's just trying to escape. I think he met the group when he was in some hot water, and they got him out of it. I'm not sure about Buddy. I think probably someone who is, experienced as far as military skills are concerned would probably make most sense. He's not the most empathic guy in the world.
All right, gotcha. No, that's interesting. Excellent characters. French Foreign Legion, so he's seen some action probably, and this is not his first war even.
No, it's not, and he's kind of been out of it for a while, but now he's in the fucking thick of things again. So
Oh, quick question, and I'll get this from everybody. Barry, how many rads do you have?
3,
3. David?
yeah.
4.
4. And Ben's got 6. And Ian?
2.
2. Okay. And these are permanent, of course. There are temporary rads that you can wash off and recover from, but these ones are total. Excellent, Barry. Anything else? And like I said, you don't have to get a buddy yet, and it might take a while for you to
Yeah.
actually hook up with somebody.
Anything else? Oh, the speciality is a sniper, so he's got a
Oh.
sniper rifle, and that's his primary weapon.
Nice. So he's the sniper. Excellent. And then Ben.
Mhm.
Uh,
So,
good.
Private William Shaw. He's the field medic, evident from the Red Cross he wears on the arm of his uniform. He's a big man with a large, bushy, kind of fiery red beard. American, speaks with a very heavy Southern drawl, originally from Oklahoma, and that's what he fights hard to overcome, as it were, the perception and the nickname that he gets, and he gets it. It seems to follow him wherever he goes. His name is William, so that becomes Bill, and he quickly becomes Hillbilly. As military humor goes, he doesn't like it, but he's learned not to fight it. As with this black military humor, the more he fights it, the more it sticks. So he kind of does roll with that. But his kind of personal goal is he does everything he can to kind of overcome that stigma of the deep South hillbilly, maybe not the most intelligent guy in the world. And when actually he's very well educated, and he was a doctor before joining the military. He is a big man, but his skin is kind of slightly yellowing and pale, from evident to you people in the know that radiation sickness is starting to take its hold on Billy. You found him actually in this farmhouse where we're sheltering now. So he's a newcomer to the group. He's been separated from his unit for a number of days now, and was operating more towards the south in the town of Kalishi. Sorry, forgive me, I don't know how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Where the obviously the radiation symbol is. So he suffered from the fallout from that town, and you actually found him in this farmhouse where he was sheltering with a family and tending to them for radiation sickness. And he's been here a day or so now. However, the family that he was with, they were really beyond help and have passed away recently. And maybe somebody helped Hillbilly bury this family that he's been with for the last day or so. Maybe he's drawing more of an affinity towards that person in terms of buddying up now for the help that he gave in the kind of the last rites of these people that he'd been caring for the last day or so.
Excellent.
So, I don't know who that might have been, if everybody feels that's something their character would do.
So how do you mean
Yeah.
helped you? Do you mean sort of buried the bodies or?
Yeah, actually, buried the bodies. Yeah, dug shallow graves and yeah.
Okay, Morse would probably have helped you with that one because it's a physical activity and he doesn't have to do much talking. So yeah.
So yeah, might be a bit early to define buddies, but that's certainly something that Doc Hillbilly appreciated.
Excellent.
So maybe Mary was driving the vehicle that Lunk came and fixed. Ian.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Mercedes.
Sounds like a Hyundai Santa Fe that I used to have.
And Grady met up with Morse and Mary, is that right? And then we've made contact with Billy. Is that how it worked? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Okay. And I'm guessing at the moment of the four of us, maybe Grady's in about the most the best condition, if you can call that. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it. It's great.
Condition, yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, because he's probably not as phased by all of this, you know. He's still relatively emotionally intact, I guess.
Yeah. Mary seems preoccupied.
Would it
This
be fair to
radio.
say, would it be fair to say that Grady comes across a bit like a mercenary?
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
You know, there's like that rivalry between the regular soldiers and the mercenaries and all that kind of thing. You know, the mercenaries probably think that they're much better, and they usually
Yeah.
are. They're better equipped and everything. But
And the French
Yeah.
Foreign Legion have a reputation.
yeah,
yeah. I
Like,
mean, a lot of his gear is kind of cobbled together. He's a Russian sniper rifle.
nice.
And he's kind of, I think he's kind of somewhat modified it so that it's got a fold out kind of stand on it.
Bipod.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And an old Glock. That's his handgun. It's just whatever, you know.
Does anybody have the command skill?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Nope.
So Ian, yeah, you've been trained to kind of take charge in situations like this. Not that I'm saying you should or will, but just so you know, you're used to this situation in the CIA, right? Highly trained in that regard. Now we're sitting in the barn. I'm going to let you guys just roll with this. He's fiddling on the radio. Somebody might be smoking, eating out of a tin of dog food or something. Somebody else, they just got back from burying this poor family who succumbed to some radiation, probably, right? The same radiation that probably got you, perhaps. And apparently it rained a bunch of radiation rain like a few days ago in where area you were in. That's perhaps, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And Grady's just eating from a can and he's saying that this dog food tastes like cat food.
Okay. Mary looks up from a radio, looks around, sees everyone in the place. The person with the binoculars, are they on show around someone's neck? If not, she'll point to the binoculars and point to the closest person and just say, will you keep watch, please? East.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it makes sense for Grady to have the binoculars. You've got some skills in kind of recon. I don't know if anyone else has recon.
Nope.
Ian, can you give me a tech roll? Because you're fitting with the radio. I just want to see if you got it, if it's working. First of all, see if you can get it working. It's been banged around and wet and,
I guess just while Ian's doing that, so Bill is sat there back against the barn wall. He's not eating. He's not got much appetite right now. He looks pretty gaunt and exhausted and emotionally drained from having recently buried the bodies of his family that sheltered him for the last day or so. But he is taking out a cigarette and he lights one and passes it over to Lunk just with a nod.
Okay, Lunk just nods and takes a cigarette and doesn't know really what to do, but he says, did you know these people? How long you been here for?
Good people. Been here about a day or so now, but we can't stay here much longer. Russians are getting closer. We've got to move at first light.
Mom, speaking to Mary, do we have any indication where we're going, what we can do? Any sort of orders?
That's what I'm trying to find out. You don't have to call me Mom, it's Mary.
Yeah, we taking orders from the civvy.
She seems to know what she's doing, to be honest. Mary seemed to have a good idea to come this way, and so far it's been safe.
Yeah, picking up some coded messages and things. It's not what I'm used to. I think it's military. But there's definitely people out there. We should
Whose
perhaps.
Whose side? Their
Uh,
side? Our side? Oh, no.
I'm guessing theirs. Our sides belong to shit, I believe. Oh, your side.
I don't have a side.
Yeah.
I'll finish up eating the dog food, and I'll have a look. I'll take Mary's suggestion and maybe see if I can see anything. I'll keep watch a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, you don't have to follow my orders. That was just a request. Sorry,
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm under a bit of well, I know we all are. But yeah, we're okay.
It's okay. I prefer not to get shot, so maybe keep an eye out. Is it night or is it? What's the light? Did we decide on what kind of
I think
time?
there's probably still daylight.
Still daylight.
Okay, let's say it's early morning.
Okay, so
morning.
just kind of getting stuff.
So there's 3 shifts in the day, by the way. There's AM, afternoon, evening, and then night. Okay, and they can fluctuate from 5 to 10 hours each, depending on what you do or in the circumstance.
Mhm.
That's called a shift.
Bill's getting up to his feet and he kind of stretches and cracks his back and things. Light. We should make a move. The wood's not too far from here. Ruskies can't mobilize tanks through there. We'll have some cover. I say that's the way we're going.
Yep, makes sense. Mary says sort of reluctantly.
Horse just takes a big drag of his cigarette and then just throws it on the floor, rubs it out, and turns around and starts to pick up his kit.
Do you want to take that with us? Leave as little evidence behind as possible.
Bill looks at the woman Mary. Ruskies ain't coming through here doing forensics. And shakes his head.
Well, okay. Like I said, I'm not in charge.
We're soldiers, Mary. If anybody starts giving orders, we just follow them.
So the weather is actually cooperating. If by I mean it's not windy or rainy, it's quite pleasant actually. You do hear the odd distant whoomp of artillery coming from the north. That's one thing you did hear in the night. There was some artillery, you estimate. And everybody knows when the nuke goes off, if you've experienced that, you know when that happens. The ground itself shakes and there's a big flash. Some of you've witnessed that, and it's a terrific event.
I think that's what partially wiped out Lunk's unit actually, and that's where he got a lot of his radiation from. There's a tactical nuke that went off nearby.
Oh yeah. So you guys are deciding. Go ahead.
Do we ever see any aircraft at all? Or aircraft not been around for quite a while
Not
now?
for a while. You saw a couple helicopters, like there were helicopters and jets about 5 days ago, all over the place.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there were, because they managed to scrounge together some for that offensive, but they were quickly used up and shot down and chased away or whatever. But you haven't seen any Soviet either. But that's not to say they're not around.
And Darren, is there the opportunity to try and scavenge anything from the farmhouse, whether there's any food, pure, like clean water?
This is where, if I'll take you to another screen quickly, and here is a list of things that you can do if you're going to stay here for a shift. Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, immediately I
Now-
vote that we don't spend 5 to 10 hours here, but
Exactly. Yeah, you'd have to take 5 or 10 hours. And you realize now that the Russians could roll down that road anytime.
yeah, the doc's pushing to move on ASAP. He wants to try and find what's left of the 85th.
Mary packs up the radio. Shoves it over one shoulder. You see, she's also got some kind of like a satchel bag by her left side.
hmm
We-
So the
we
radio
took
is
the
working
light-
though.
We took
Yep,
the light
that's good
machine gun,
news.
didn't we? Did we take the light machine gun? Was that one of the things we chose?
I believe so, yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know who's got that. Lunk,
Who's
maybe?
carrying that one? Okay.
Ian,
yeah,
quick question.
Lunk will carry it.
Yeah,
What is the range on that radio?
I have no idea.
Okay, because that's sort of important. How many hexes in range? We may have to look that up.
Right,
Uh,
it's the one that was under Spook. It's a man portable. I think it's.
Darren, do you want me to check that for you?
Yeah, it's not pressing,
Yeah.
but when he wants to use the radio, I need, because there's things around you guys and further away, and he might be able to pick them up if he has that range. The radio is a big thing. Like I'm surprised you guys had a radio, but then I remembered he had one. So
Grady, what nationality is Grady? Or
Grady
what does he come
is-
across as?
He comes across as Irish, I think.
Oh, okay. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
His background is French foundation in Russia, the Lenin and there.
Okay. But there's the Irish lilt to his voice, so that
Yeah,
okay.
you'll get it, yeah. So it's just me being lazy, but
It works.
I'm not doing David as well, just with the light machine gun, mate. So there's also 2 ammo belts. So there's 3 in total for the light
yeah.
machine gun.
Yeah, so Lunk has got the light machine gun, he's got the ammunition belts, and he's basically ready to go when everybody else is ready.
yeah. So we know which direction we're going. We're going south, is it, or southwest?
Southwest, I would say,
West.
towards the woodland. I'm assuming the green is woodland.
That's woodland, is it? Or is that?
Darren, would that
Makes
be
sense.
woodland?
yes, you
Is
can
that-
choose. If you go into the bottom part, you can choose that we're going to the wood area, all right? Because that hex has both. You know what I mean? So the
Yep.
first part will be entering the hex. You can choose to go off the transportation, so your movement's going to be halved. Just so you know. Any
Yeah,
road hex, if you choose to travel on the roads on a road hex, your movement's much quicker. It's twice as quick.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
sure, twice as quick going nowhere. Really. We don't know where we're going yet. Do we?
Yeah, I'm gonna vote. So the doctor's saying, cut through the woodland, and I'm sure there's a road on the other side. We need to move out of here ASAP. And I vote that we head southwest till we hit the road southwest of our position until we
Sounds
get some
good to me.
encounter that gives us some other objective.
Yeah. Agreed. I can scout ahead. Maybe.
So off we go. Now, a couple logistical questions. Who is going to be taking the role of the recon person? So this is the person who makes passive rolls for sensing ambushes, for scouting the lay of the land. We have to have our go-to person.
Sounds like
And-
Grady.
Yeah, I've got a B and a C, I guess. So I don't know if anyone has anything about that.
Okay. So if I have to, I'll ask you for a roll then, Grady. So you're going to take the point then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who?
better than me.
All right, so you guys get up and hunker on your gear, tighten up your webbing, take a sip of, now every day you have to have a ration of water and a ration of food. So we can do that right now. It's the beginning of the day, so you guys ate breakfast, we can say, if you want, or you can say, I'm not gonna eat today. But if you eat, you have to minus your rations now.
No,
So
I
what's
think
the
Lunk's taking the opportunity to have something to eat and drink.
Yeah, I've already been said I've been eating tonight.
And Barry, just to be aware, just looked at binoculars. They give you a +2 modifier to recon.
Ah, okay, cool.
Excellent.
Is it considered, Darren, that when we say we eat, we also use a water as well at the same time?
They're
or-
separate,
Without
and you have to make note of that if you're taking both, because they are
Okay.
rationed.
Yeah.
When does
okay.
it start having a detrimental effect?
If you go more than one shift without eating or drinking, then
Oh,
you will start. Then you can't. There's things like you can't heal. You have problems sleeping. There's other effects, and it gets worse and worse. So every day without water is bad. It's without week without a food, you start taking damage.
Okay.
One day
So,
without water, you start taking damage.
so can we do a quick, I guess, check on how much we've got? 'Cause I know I've got
Good idea.
2 rations and 5 water. That's it. So haven't even got enough food for today, I guess. Right. So that's my, and I get really fucking testy when I don't have food. I'm just gonna tell you that now.
That's why you're eating the dog food. So
Yeah, that's all that's left. That's
So
I've
yeah,
got 3 and 4. 3 food, 4 water.
3 and 3.
I've got 4 and 5, but that's now reduced to 3 and 4 after using 1 food and 1 water.
yeah. Actually, it's reduced to 1 and 4 now for me. So Yeah.
I would also eat and drink. And Ian, Darren, just to reference that radio has a radius of 1 hex range, 1 hex around the current location.
Gotcha.
It's a man portable.
So it's not a powerful radio, in other words, right?
Well, apparently that's 8 kilometers, so that's what it's saying. It is.
Okay.
6 to
Yeah.
15 is adjacent hex.
Gotcha.
You need to start getting vehicle radios to go 2 hexes.
Gotcha.
is there a separate place in the sheet for rations, or just throw in your backpack?
I wrote them in the backpack.
Okay.
And I think on default, I think there might be an adjustment, but you can carry up to like 12 items. Plus you can carry things in your webbing as well. And so, but we won't worry about it too much until we start getting a lot of stuff, because then you might have to pick and choose or it'll start encumbering you. But for the moment, you head up into the sunrise, and leaving the barn behind you, you stick, so you're going to be avoiding roads, main roads. Like, it's hard to avoid all the roads, of course, but this is Polish countryside, so there are areas that are sort of very rural. And
I think what's the mechanic for scavenging for food, or
there's all
look
sorts
for-
of ways that you can fish, you can hunt, you can just scavenge, like for berries and anything edible. It takes basically a shift though.
So that's a shift in one spot. It can't be done on a.
That's right. Yeah, you can't do it on the go. There's some opportunities do arise. I'll insert them, but generally that's the mechanic as far as I know.
Okay.
So you travel, and some kilometers are going by, and you don't hear anything. It's actually relatively quiet. The artillery, you don't hear the artillery anymore. You don't see any aircraft, and you don't see anybody around. There's burnt out shells of barns and houses here and there. There's ruins and cars and trucks, in various stages of ruin. And unfortunately, there's once in a while, you may come across a body in a vehicle or something that was hit by an airstrike in the past, and so on. Moving forward, though, you're kind of used to this, unfortunately. And you do get to the point where you're entering the new hex. And this hex does have a road to the northern part of it. So it does have some transportation to this hex, but it is also got forest. So you guys are heading toward the forest. But in the distance, down the road, you had to cross a road. And so you go up to the road, and you looked around, and Grady was their point, and he gave you the hand signal that it seemed clear, Grady, and you're going to cross the road, but then he stops you. and he just noticed down the road, not far, there's a vehicle. It's a truck, and it looks like a military truck, perhaps Polish. It's got that look to it, Eastern European make, and it seems to be relatively intact.
Is there anyone in it with it?
Could you give me a recon roll, Grady? And you're probably about 100 meters away from it. So you take out the binoculars and you're like looking.
Grady's doing this. The doc's saying to Lunk again. What do you make of it? Do you think we need that truck?
Lunk's got his arms around the machine gun there, and he's going, I don't think we can keep walking at this rate. I don't think many of us are in much of a condition, other than him, and sort of indicating Grady. It'd be much easier and much faster.
Makes a big target though, doesn't it?
Is there any indications, Darren, of like armored movement around here? Maybe tracks, tank tracks and that sort of going through this area or anything like that? Or
You hadn't seen nothing hardcore. I mean, Europe is crisscrossed with stuff. And there's craters you've passed and things like that, and burnt out military vehicles more closer to Radom. But now that you've entered this other hex, it's less likely. Any vehicles you've seen has been gutted and torched and on no wheels and stuff, but this one seems fairly intact. And so Grady did roll. Oh, so Grady, you're looking and something's not right. There's an alarm bell goes off, like your old instincts kick in, and you realize that, wait a minute, there's the rear axle has a block under it, and it's somebody's, and you estimate that the rear tires are either shot out or are blown out, but somebody's put a block under the rear axle to make it look like perhaps the tires aren't blown out. And your military mind and such like that, and you've been in, I don't know, Afghanistan or whatever. Actually, Afghan war started in 2001, didn't it? Okay.
Just
Anyway,
holidays.
yeah, some war. Your instincts kick in, and you're like, something's wrong. And then also you see movement in the tree line to the south of the road. And you quickly pan there, and there's somebody in the tree line to the south of the road.
Some body or bodies?
You just may saw one. It could have been a deer or something, but you saw something move, and you look back. And I'll let everyone else. What does everyone else? You can speak in right now if you wish. What you're doing. I imagine you have your weapons out.
So are we
how far
right?
away is
Like,
Grady?
yeah, this was about to say. Am I ahead somewhat, or?
Okay, now give me a moment because I drew a card and I set up an encounter. So I need a couple minutes here just to get a quick thing going. Give me one moment and I'll quickly
Just take
set
1
up
minute then while you're doing that, Darren, if that's okay.
Yeah, everyone take a break actually, and I'll
Yeah.
set up a map.
Cool.
Time. Have a speak time.
Pardon me, Dave? Okay, no problem. There's Grady, David, Mary, Ben. I'm missing Ben. Oh, so, Ben.
Okay, back.
Okay. Almost ready. Okay, almost ready. I'm gonna get better at doing this too, because it's gonna.
No worries, Darren. It's fine. I think we're still waiting for Dave as well.
Yeah. And that's one thing I've been doing is gathering avatars and maps so that I can be quickly ready when I draw an encounter that I have. I've almost got it all covered. I've got tanks and helicopters and all sorts of doodads ready.
We don't need any tanks right now, Darren. That's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh boy, that T80 drives down the road. Okay, I'll bring you to this new map. And I've readied. And hopefully. So you were moving from the top down and you were going to cross this road. And then once you're getting, like you were making your way toward the more forested area, but you have to cross roadways and such. And as Grady, actually, no, oh, hold on, I'll wait a couple more minutes and then actually I can quickly run into the kitchen. Okay, be right back. Yeah, check out the map here a minute. I've got Grady there, he's behind the rocks and you see the truck that's down the road there?
And then I guess I'm the most northerly one, and then that's David next to me. Or
Yeah.
Lunk. Yeah. Oh yeah, there he is with his GPMG.
So it's about 80 meters away to the truck. Each one of the hexes is 10 meters. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, looks like we're straight into it, gents.
So where did he say that I saw movement to the truck side?
3 lines on the south, I think. So I can ping the map. I'm guessing around here and here. I don't know. It's obviously an ambush. Well, I guess. But is it a risk worth taking for a truck?
Depends on how much of a fixer-upper it is.
Well, Lunk's a mechanic, I believe.
Yeah, I think it may be worth it more for the ammo and food.
So, just like out of character, like logistics wise, I'm going to suggest that Lunk and the doctor circle round to the north behind these rocks here. And maybe Mary and Grady come round from the south, like down through this way.
You mean cross the...
Well, crossing the
Cross
roads,
the road.
yeah, or either that or just pop out the tree line here, whilst we circle round to the background here somewhere.
So you saw Grady, you saw a movement in this one here,
Okay.
that little clump of trees there.
Sorry, Darren, I missed that. I was on a different screen. Where was the movement?
Right here.
Okay.
So if there was someone in that, would they have line of sight on the road here if I wanted to cross. Not sure if they would. Well, if there's someone here, obviously. They could be better.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so you're wondering if you can flank
Hmm,
across the road?
yeah.
And also, Dan,
Real-
what's like an effective range on an assault rifle?
Ah, okay, under your weapon, it should have,
Range 5. Is that 5 hexes then?
yes, and then if
I
you go,
see.
you can go double and it's -1.
Mhm.
You can go double that double and it's -2.
Got it.
And anything beyond that is like, well, out of range. So you can fire
sorry,
quite a ways. You can fire a total of
Mhm.
20 hexes.
Which is, yeah, you would expect. Obviously, but
Anything
yeah,
over 10 is -2 though.
Where are we
5's
positioned at
optimum.
the moment? Where are we positioned? Or-
Okay, so I just arbitrarily, now give me a quick test, see if you can move your avatar. This is part of the first session we have to,
I
'cause
can't.
yeah,
No, I
Mary.
can't, Darren.
Doc, okay, there's one thing I did not do then. And okay, give me 1 second. I wonder why you can't. So Doc, you can't move Doc right now?
I can't see anybody called Doc, but I'm assuming it's the guy in the middle here. But no, I don't seem to be able to pick
Are
them
you
up.
are you on the right map? Hold on a minute. Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
can see. I can see everybody. I can see Grady, Mary. I can see the avatar. It doesn't have a name under him. The one you've just moved
Oh.
right now.
It doesn't have a name?
Nope.
Isn't that interesting? Why does it not have a name? And everybody else's works.
I don't
Yeah.
because my person's just called Ben's character. I don't know if that's.
I can.
Well,
The movement thing comes up for Mary as well for me. Do you want me to see if I can? Yeah, I can move Mary and I can move Grady.
Oh yeah, I can move Grady and I can move Mary.
try Ben. Sorry, Ben, try now. And I think I know how to fix this. I just have to get you another avatar. I think it's just bugged out.
No, I can move Mary and I can move Grady, but I can't move Lunk or the Doctor.
Okay, pardon me, folks. Let's. Oh, my bad. Okay, I know exactly what I did wrong. Okay, yeah, I know why Ian can move you now too. I had him assigned to your character last session. Pardon me. Okay,
Okay.
now you should be able to move Ben's character.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I can rename him. Do you want to be called Doc or what do you prefer?
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly. Is that what they call you?
Yep.
Hey,
He
Hillbilly.
hates it,
That's
but he's
awesome.
learned to live with it.
Mary and David, your character's name, pardon me. Let me.
Yep. So just call him Lunk.
Lunk, gotcha. Okay, sorry about that, folks. And little kinks, but now it's fixed. Your avatars are set. Now you can change your pick, and I can get you different avatars down the road. But this
That's
is all
cool.
set up now. Yeah. So we're starting the clock, kind of, so to speak. We're not in combat, but I've been hearing you guys coming up with a plan, so I'll let you guys take it.
So I'm going to suggest that Hillbilly and Lunk round the north of the map to come behind these rocks here. As for Mary and Grady, not sure. I don't know if Grady, you were suggesting trying to cross the road and get into the tree line.
Yeah, kind of this and make towards here. See if I can get it closer.
Lunk has got the light machine gun as well, so I need like an area where I've got a clear line of sight on it.
Very good.
So is it possible for Lunk to position himself? Can you see me when I move my counter? If I was to be about there, I can cover. This blue thing over here is the truck, isn't it? Is that right, Darren?
Yes.
Yep. So if Lunk was positioned there, I can sort of just be giving you covering fire.
And Grady's obviously got the sniper rifle as well. So maybe if you two are there and Mary and myself round the back, try and get behind these rocks.
Now, Grady, do you have your sniper rifle out, or are you still using your binoculars?
I was using the binoculars, so I guess however long it takes to switch over.
Do you? Oh, it's up to you.
I would
Do
have
you want-
taken them out. I guess if I noticed that this seemed like a trap and what seemed like movement, I would have switched. So
So you switch out and you get your rifle up, and
Yeah.
you're going to train it down the direction you saw moving. I'm assuming.
yeah, see if I can confirm that.
Lunk comes up beside you, and I'm assuming you're kind of being sneaky because he's giving you a
Yeah.
signal. There's danger. Okay, so Lunk, I need a hillbilly.
Okay.
You're going to
Try and round the north of these rocks to move
So that's a-
stealthily through this shrubbery
over here.
and make it up behind these rocks here.
Okay, so you can move 2 hexes as a fast movement, and then you can double up. You can go into fast again, but you have to make a mobility roll
Oh, let me look at my mobility.
if you
see
want to
how
go
much I
more
decide
than
to do
2. So yeah, if you want to go more than 2, and basically if you
Right.
fail your mobility roll, you can't go further.
So this is a tree area, right?
Street area.
And this is closely cropped
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah, that is
This
less
is
so.
This is bush here that we're kind of.
Let me have a quick look. It's down below. There's a
This
description
here.
of everything. So that's
Okay, so shrubland.
shrubland,
Yeah. Cool.
and you'll
Cool.
see the effects on the modifiers there, right?
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
That's useful. Ranged attack. So firing through that is -1. Blocking.
And some you can't
that's-
shoot through; they block.
So forest is -1 movement. So would that mean I can only move 1 hex per turn?
Nope, you're -1 on your mobility roll if you
I
have
see.
to make a mobility roll.
So in that case, no, because my mobility sucks. So he's just going to move 2 through to here.
But for the, like, say for, sorry, go ahead. Just a question.
I was just going to say you have a fast action and a slow action, and below to the right, I have listed both of them, so you can take a look, and you can perform one of these each a round. Plus, you can do 2 fast actions instead of doing another slow action. But you can't do 2 slow actions. So that'll
What's
give you.
move? Move is a slow action.
Okay, so you might want to acquaint yourselves with those actions, and I've put more lists down here that actually, come to think of it, there's stuff around. There's some free actions.
So sorry, Darren, I can do 2 fast actions. So is a run 2 squares? So could I do 2 runs?
Yes.
In that case, that's what Hillbilly would like to see. So I'll go back to here where I was, but he's going to try and move through the trees, 4 hexes.
So now you have to make a mobility roll to see if you
Oh,
can
even
go
if
those.
it's. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So
Even
no,
if you
I won't
push
do
it.
that then. I don't want to do a mobility roll. So I'll do 1. Is there an initiative order here? Am I going first out of turn? How does it work?
Actually, that's a good question. I have the cards here in my hand, and I actually jumped the gun. We have to do initiative because if we're all declaring actions, actually, we're not in combat or anything. So let me think a minute. We don't have to take initiative yet. You can just say, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So Hillbilly, you're moving through the trees. You still have a
Yep.
slow action. So if you want to change weapons, let's say, or reload, that so on, we could do that.
No. So he's got his
Ready a grenade.
M16A1. No grenades. I'm not using a bow. Stop that. He's got his assault rifle ready and just move through the trees 2 hexes.
Okay, Mary, you were going to do what?
I'm going with William, so I'll go there.
Okay. Do you want to push it and catch up to him and join him in his hex? If you wish. They're 10-meter hexes, so you got 30 feet wide.
Yeah, why not? Let's give it a go.
That's a mobility roll.
The only risk to this is if you get 2 1s. Then you could you take a point of damage. You actually wipe out, and you have to role play it. Now, take the initiative role plays to your rolls. You know what I mean? Like if you have a fumble, I don't actually tell a fumble. It's up to the player to describe what happened. So you might clothesline yourself on a branch, going trying to catch up and so on.
Sorry, Darren. With the extra movement, if you fail your mobility roll, what happens? If not,
You don't go further. You don't go further. But if you
in
get
that case,
2
I
1s,
would have tried to go further.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I meant too. Yeah, go for it.
Yep.
I'll let you do that for sure. Chance of rolling 2 1s is pretty low. If you don't have, Mobility,
Exclamation
though,
mark,
you only roll one
yeah.
die, right? Mobility is a big one.
Yep. Odd view. What's my mobility? I don't have mobility, which is I'm beginning to
Grady,
regret already.
could you give me a recon roll with your rifle scope?
Oh, I got a success on my mobility roll, Darren.
So go for it. So you move further ahead.
So that-
Could you give me a recon roll, Hillbilly?
Oh, what's my recon? A for intelligence.
How many successes did you get on your mobility, by the way?
Just one.
And Mary got 2.
And did you get a success on your recon?
I got a mishap on my recon roll, Darren.
Oh, that's right. And you cannot push a recon roll. Hillbilly, you come up to
One
the rock
success.
and about 60 feet away. Oh, actually, you don't see anything, Hillbilly, pardon me.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
And I have to make a roll. Excuse me. I'm just like, oh, how does this work again? Oh, yeah. Because you make counter rolls and such, right? So this guy.
Oh, Darren.
Oh boy. Wow, did he manage to get a roll? Okay, Hillbilly, you come around the corner and you're looking over here. Oh, pardon me. As you walk up and you're just getting over there, and there's a guy. He looks to be dressed in all manner of kind of torn and stained clothing. He does have some webbing gear on, however, it looks Russian, and he has an AKM, and he must have heard or seen you, and he is in this tree line over here. He was in that right there, and he just
Okay.
he happened to see you, like.
Oh, have I seen him? Because I failed my recon.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking. So
Yeah, I imagine he's seen me and I haven't seen him. Would be my
yeah,
guess.
pardon me, I misplayed that. Yeah, I'm just getting used
That's
to that.
okay. I can play
Yeah.
that. That's fine.
So we'll leave that for a moment. Mary,
Mhm.
you made it to that spot, right?
Yep.
Lunk, you made it here, and you were going to go across the road.
Well, actually, yeah. Lunk wants to get to this position here, and then drop prone and get the light machine gun ready.
All right. So you're going to sprint across. Now, have you moved already? Actually, we're not started yet, so you can do that. You can try. You're going to sprint across. Grady, give me that recon roll, please.
Gave it 1 success. There's no bonus, right? It's just a straight recon, right?
Right.
Yeah, so 1 success.
Now, you see when Lunk runs across the road, you see movement again. You see somebody is in that tree line, and you spot him now. And you can see a character, and he's got this kind of hat on with a bit of twigs tucked in it and such like that. And he's got appears to be an AKM with some sort of optic on it, short range optic, you assume, because your scope's pretty good. And you see that he spins up. He must have seen Lunk, but Lunk went too quick across the road. And right, because that tree line here cuts off his vision, right? If this guy's in here. So he just saw Lunk leave that bush, and you saw him stand up, and he points his rifle, or he's pointing his hand and pointing, but staying very still. There is a shot. You do have a shot if you choose to.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. What's the range on your weapon?
10.
7, 8, 9. Okay, he's 90. There's no modifier to the range. He is exposed The only part of him that's not exposed are his legs, which are kind of behind the tree. So when I roll for hit location, if you hit the legs, the trees will give him 2 armor to his legs. So in other words, it'll absorb 2 hits if you hit his legs. That's the neat thing. You roll 6-sided for hit location. So now we have initiative. All right. So I'm going to put in a couple characters here. I got a couple avatars, or I'll put in the one that you actually see. Where is he? Boy, they're hard to see in this thing. All right. Actually, there's 2 there you see now. You see another guy walking behind him, and before you lose sight of him, Grady, you see him sprinting south. The one guy, you notice that? There's another guy that you're shooting at right there. You see him? You can zoom in if you want and check it out.
Yep, got him.
Yeah, and that's who you're shooting at. So the way this works, of course, I don't think there's any modifier except you're shooting into the trees, which is, I think, -1. Right? I look down, it's -1.
Let me check what I've got here.
So that's the only thing you have to do is you put in your exclamation mark, RW, skill, range, how much ammo this one is a single shot, so you don't use any ammo dice.
Yes, it's although is the SVD rate of fire is 2, is it?
Not for sniping.
Is it not?
No. I think they're pretty specific about that. Also, one thing I forgot, you're using a scope, so you're +2.
Okay.
As long as and you said you had a bipod, so as long as it's braced and you're using a scope, you're +2.
So the speciality of sniper, does that give me anything?
Oh, does it? Yeah, that probably will give you another +1.
I think it's a +1. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
So altogether, you're even again, right? Because we were 2, or no, actually, you might be ahead.
You're +3, 2 for the scope, 1
Yeah,
for your
I
skill.
got it backward. You're actually +2.
That's 2. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's
So
okay.
uh,
Let's roll it.
first shot of the game. So you guys
Go
kind of
on,
have a
Barry.
plan. So you hear a shot crack
Someone,
out,
someone has to start these things, right?
and minus a bullet, of course. I'm not when you're done.
So it's +2. Okay.
Push it.
Now I would
You're
recommend
gonna have
you
to push that.
push that. Oh boy,
Right? Jesus.
that's nasty.
Shit.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Somebody's got to fail to
So-
start a firefight, right?
Maybe you didn't have the scope. You have to adjust it. I don't know. It just you kind of shake your head, and the bullet. What happens?
Yeah. What happens is that there's possibly something wrong with that dog food I just ate, and I'm starting to feel cramps.
That'll do. It wavers, and the bullet zings by. It's a tree beside this guy, and he right away hunkers behind the tree. And as he'll make a recon to see where he knows if he can pinpoint the shot. But while they do that, everybody hears the shot ring out. Crack.
So is that 1 ammo or 2? Because of it.
1.
Yeah. Okay. So the push is kind of an abstract kind of thing.
So that one had a rate of fire of 2. Is that an SVT? What is that one? As I'm pretty sure any
Yeah. The
sniper-
SVD 63.
and its rate of fire is
3D.
because it
I
is
think
a
it has a
sniper.
rate of fire too. Yeah, it is a sniper rifle.
SVD 63, rate of fire 2, damage 3, crit 3. Sniper rifle.
So okay, that might be
Oh,
an
it's a
exception.
Dragunov. Okay, yeah.
Pardon me, but you would have missed anyway, Barry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And pardon me. So even if you would have got hit with your ammo die, you would have.
Yeah.
But you should roll if you, okay. We'll let it pass this time because you would have rolled 2 ammo die. That you would have used up all that ammo.
Yeah.
With the rate of fire though, Darren, do you not choose whether you want to fire 1 shot?
Yes, you do. You can.
So would it not be that basically Barry chose 1 shot then?
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming if you're sniping.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pretty sure when you're sniping, you just get one shot. I thought I ran across that. I have to double check that. So let's
I'll have a
go
look,
from
Dan.
now on.
You
If you're
carry on, yeah.
sniping, you get one shot and no ammo dice. That makes sense to me.
Cool.
So I'm gonna draw cards now, and these are for initiative, as that was sort of a surprise round. Like that shot was a surprise shot. So I'm gonna start with Ben. Okay, let me shuffle these. I have ace to 10 here, cards, and I just draw them and go down the list. Ben, you are 4. Ian, you're 7. David, you're 5. And Barry, you're the ace. You're first.
Mm.
And now them. Ooh, they got a 3.
Does that mean
So
I
I'm
got
gonna.
another shot?
The guy in the tree line got a 3. Pardon me. The guy running got a 9, and your little friend up there, Ben, you're not aware of, got a 6. And you're lucky because he goes after. Oh wait, what did you get, Ben? You got a
I got a
4.
4.
Yeah.
4.
Oh, you got okay. So the way this works, the ace goes first, and that was Barry. So you just fired a shot and you missed.
Fire another shot. I
Yeah.
guess that's okay, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna throw away this sniper rifle if this one misses as well.
That was nasty. You got like something like an 86% chance of getting double 6s or double 12s. If you notice underneath the map, I put a chart there of chances. You can take a look and see exactly what your odds are.
But it's the same roll, right? For me.
You are doing yes, and yeah, no ammo dice.
No ammo dice.
No ammo dice. Yeah. If you're sniping and you're taking a shot at this guy, right?
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's it.
Oh boy. So you do, what's the damage on that one? 3?
Yeah, I think it's 3 on the.
Okay, roll 6-sided. This is where you hit them.
Are we just use?
Oh, it was -1 by the way for the trees, but we'll let that slide.
Wasn't that accounted for with the?
It was because you were plus
You
3 anyway,
adjusted.
+2 for your scope.
Oh,
plus
we did that.
1
Okay,
for
yeah,
your
of course,
skill,
of course.
minus
Yes.
1 for the trees, so +2 total.
So D6.
You hit him in the legs.
Oh,
What legs are 1, 2 or 3 is torso. Oh shit, it's down below. I put it. I better double check now. Where did I put it? Hit location. Oh, maybe I didn't put it here. Oh, pardon me, guys. Let me double check that.
I'm finding it difficult to find anything here. But,
Yeah, I have to organize it better, of course. And but I know 1 is legs.
one legs good.
Yeah, I do know. Oh, shit.
So you were saying that the trees, he's armored on the trees.
Yes, so let's add up the damage. Now, when you shot, though, he moved and he was looking around, so I'm not giving him cover anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't know where you are. It's not his turn yet. He didn't make a recon move, right? So if you do 3 damage with the first hit, and then another point of damage with the next hit, what's the critical number on that? I think we have our first crit.
And
I think it's 3 on that
and
right.
the weapon's 3, I think. Yeah.
Yes. So you hit his legs, and he has no armor on his legs, so there's no minus from that. And you got a crit, so I think it's a 10-sided, and I've got a chart here, and it's a special chart for if you hit somebody in the leg. It's 10-sided die.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you hit him right in the leg, and it does a lot of damage. It does 3 points damage, or what was the damage on the rifle? 4 points damage.
So roll a 10.
Yeah, roll a 10. You can do that at home, or you can roll here or anything. Oh, did you just roll a 10?
Yeah.
Oh,
On a,
yikes! You blew his leg off. Like it hits. It just so happens the bullet mushrooms and shreds shatters the femur, and his leg just parts from his body. And there's this screeching howl he gives out as he obviously totters sideways trying to grab onto the tree, as he collapses with his leg blown, severed leg.
Yeah, even Grady will wince a little.
I will say though, well done. All right. So you're at. You still have a. Oh no, you did a fast action aim, slow action shoot, right? That's how that works, by the way. If you want to, you can shoot without aiming. It's -2, I think. You can just kind of let her rip. Next was number 3. Is anyone 3? Oh, that's the bad guy. So that's the guy's leg he just blew off. So he's gonna try. Well, he's effed. He's out. He's gone. You hear him howling and thrashing around. And then we have who's 4? Ben.
That was me, Hillbilly.
Now I'm gonna give you another recon check.
Okay.
Is there a morale
I
check?
hope you make this one.
So my recon is A for intelligence and an F for recon, so no bonus. No. Can I push that? Or I can't. No, I can't push a recon, can I?
No, you cannot.
Nope, so failed.
Okay, so Ben, what do you want to do this round? You still
So
have
I'll role play it. Yeah, I mean
that was a passive recon, and
I'll continue to move around. That's what I was originally going to do. I know there's somebody here, but I won't matter that. So yeah, continue to move around to these rocks here, trying to get a bead down towards where the truck is.
gotcha. So that's a fast action.
That's fast action. Yep. Do I see anybody? Can I see the people down in the trees?
You can take another recon for your slow action.
Yeah. So
And your voice is motorboating a little bit, or is it just me?
It is.
Okay.
So I will take a. So yeah, he pauses and looks around, takes another recon roll.
Okay, I'll give you that. And you just have the 1 die for recon, eh?
But it's an A rating. But yeah.
At least it's an A.
Yes, success.
Okay, you're looking around, and of course, you hear a snap of some trees or a branch being pushed aside, and you just look to your left, and you see a guy there with an AK pointing at you. Now, remember, you have 3 actions.
I have 3, do I? So can I? Well,
Dropping prone is a free action.
prone.
Also, I forgot to mention, everybody, if you're wearing your backpacks, you're -2. So I'm going to assume that you guys shed your backpacks because you had time to do that. But from now on, remember, if you're carrying all your gear, you're -2 to maneuvers and stuff.
Okay.
That's just
in
for
that case-
maneuvers, is it?
Yes, you can still, like, if you're stationary shooting, you're not -2 with a backpack on. But if you're moving or fighting somebody melee or something.
So yeah, shall we say we all dropped our backpacks behind these rocks here?
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, so if I've seen somebody in the tree line, just 10 meters, 20 meters away, a hillbilly will drop prone.
So at least, and he's going to shoot you. It looks like. So yeah, at least when you're prone, he's -2 to the shooter, I think, if you're prone.
Is it this guy's turn next, or does he get
Yeah,
a
that's
reaction?
you're all done. So
Yep.
now it's, let me see, 5. Is any of you 5? No. 5's nobody. I didn't draw 5. Okay, anybody 6? Yes, 6 is one of the. Or is anybody not? Oh, Ian, you're 7. And
David's
gone.
dropped, so I don't know if you realise. that,
Oh,
Darren.
David. Oh, is he? Because he's next.
He's just pinged to say he's having network problems.
Okay, well, he's next. So he had reached that tree line. He doesn't see anybody, but we'll get back to him, let's say then.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have anybody to shoot at. And Grady, you saw that guy run south out of the trees, by the way. Lunk did not.
Okay.
So I kind of jumped the gun there. That guy was still technically in the trees, but you saw him exiting that. I'll give you guys that. We'll give David a couple minute here.
Yeah, just got back. Just got back.
Oh,
Just-
oh.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Perfect
that
timing.
was, perfect timing. Yeah. Did I miss my turn?
No, actually, just perfect. We're just on you now. You've crossed the road. You're now starting your turn in those trees on that side of the road. You don't see anybody. He's just shot again, and you might have heard a woohoo or something, or a cringe actually. It's like, oh, and you hear somebody screaming. He must have hit the target.
Okay. So Lunk is hitting the ground, and he's getting the light machine gun up and positioned. Is there any rule for something like Overwatch in this game? Can I position myself into Overwatch and then
Yes.
shoot if somebody comes into range?
Very
That's
much so.
what I'm doing.
Plus, there's another rule that in Overwatch, if you're in communication with somebody, and I think this goes with anybody, I forgot about this, you're allowed to swap initiative with anybody you communicate with. So you can give your turn to Grady if he hasn't gone yet, or anybody you can talk to. And it can be on radio too and stuff, or hand signals.
So
Just
yeah,
so you know.
this is just basically Lunk running up there, puffing like anything, going, oh fucking hell, no, too old for this, and drops down to the ground, and he's getting the machine gun ready, and he hears this scream and that, and then he's just positioning himself ready.
Got it. So you'll have, and you have to pick kind of like a hex spine, so a direction.
Yep.
You're right, and you're prone.
Yes, prone as well. Yep.
Okay, so you're and the bipod's down and everything, and so you're not going to suffer the -2 and everything, right? And you're ready to rock.
Yeah.
Give me a recon roll.
A recon roll.
This is a passive recon roll, yeah.
Okay, so let me get this right here. So my intelligence is A, my recon is F. Okay. So can you make the roll for me? Because I've been kicked out of Discord for the moment.
Oh, of course.
Could somebody just make that?
I can get it for you. So you said an A and a
A and an F.
A. Oh, and an F. Okay. Do you want? Oh, you can't push it. So you don't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you're panning around. You're like, and you've heard these 2 shots ring out, and somebody's screaming down the road. Your turn is done then. You're in Overwatch.
So does that mean me going to Overwatch now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you.
And this suddenly Grady, you see this guy break from the tree line here, and he runs out of sight.
Where does he?
He runs behind
Okay, yeah.
that tree bank there.
Yeah. Okay.
Next character is 7. That is Ian.
Okay. So I haven't heard anything from over this side then.
Not yet. And Hillbilly's kind of out of sight, perhaps.
Okay, I'll move normal pace then
Go ahead.
and try to push to get into the next stakes.
And you can go 2 if you want, if you succeed on your mobility roll. Just let me know if you get 2 1s, or if you're rolling 1 die, if you get 1 1. So as everyone starts getting the system, how it works a bit, I'm learning as we go as well, right? So it's kind of neat. I kind of like it.
I do. I think once we get like really slick with it.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's
I got
really
it.
picking up a bit of pace. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I get my foot gets entangled in a root, a tree root, and I fall sprawling in front of me, and I get mud all down my jacket. And I start cursing as I push myself back to my feet.
And you
Damn
take
it.
1 damage.
God damn it!
As you realize, you scratched your arm up pretty good when you wiped out. You jammed a finger or something. And your action is done. Okay, so now you were 7. We go to 8. Okay, Hillbilly. This guy shoots.
Where is this
He
guy? Can I
has
see
a
him now?
AKM. I think it has a rate of fire. Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, if you
you
pop
know,
the
'cause
avatar on there.
well, you don't see him until all of a sudden there's bullets.
Oh no, I did see him. That's why I dropped prone. I
Of
felt I
course.
passed my recon. Yeah.
Where did I put him? Okay, there he is. Yeah, and he's
He's too close for comfort.
he was on the edge here watching the truck, kind of, right?
Mhm.
And then he heard you or something. Like he rolled that. I gave him anyway.
Mhm.
He shoots.
So I'm prone, so I think so that's -2.
Do you have armor?
Yes, I've got a flak jacket.
And this guy's he's kind of spooked when he came around the corner there. He wasn't expecting you, sort of. So he's going to fire 5 ammo in sort of a full on. Oh, and I forgot to put -2. But
either way.
NPCs can't push, and he whiffed.
Thank God for that.
Bullets are just Ben. Bullets are
Flying
just
around him and
and
picking off the rocks.
Mary, you recognize hillbillies in trouble. You hear the sounds of an AK, right?
Oh,
That's no L85.
Yeah.
Somebody empties or pretty well drops. How many bullets was that? Pardon me. That was 14. So that's half the mag. Just give me a second. Bunch of bullets ring out.
Imagine him pinging off the rocks around Hillbilly as he's kind of hunkering down,
Oh,
trying to hide his
Jesus.
face from these splintering shards all around him.
Yeah. It's like, holy shit. You probably pissed yourself a little bit.
stop wasting the bullets.
Okay, pardon me. I'm just, where was I? Oh, there's one more that you haven't seen yet. And I don't want to spoil anything, but, okay, actually I'm done. That round is over. I think, right? Everybody has gone.
Mhm.
Right? The guy with his legs blown off is done. So I'm going to shuffle the deck, and you guys think about what you want to do.
Oh, each round's
Ben,
a new
that was
initiative.
close. Oh, Ben.
You didn't put the -2 on, but that's fine.
No, well, you'll take it, eh?
Yes, I
All
will.
right. So here we go. Ben, you are 10. Last. Oh no. Oh no. Ian is 8. Oh no.
Oh, Ian can't even come and save me.
Not starting out good.
Save me.
Oh. What,
You're my
geez.
only hope.
Oh man. 9 for David. What the heck? You know what? Did I shuffle these? Yeah, they're shuffled. They're shuffled. Barry, you're 2.
Nice.
And then I'll start. Well, the guy with his legs blown off, no other issue. So the guy who ran behind, I'll just draw their cards. He's going first. Now the gentleman, Ben, is 5, who's shooting at you.
So the key thing here is can Grady see that guy?
Exactly. There's a chance. I can see there's a gap through there. Now, Grady, you heard that AK rip out, and you're thinking, uh-oh, somebody could be in trouble. So Grady backs first. Go ahead.
Well, I guess that's the question. Can I get a line of sight and anything up that direction?
Yes, you can, but you're going to be shooting through not solid trees. So there's going to be a minus. I'm going to say it's going to be -3.
Maybe a -3.
Yeah.
And I've got
But you have +2 to
+3
your scope.
and +1 for
And
cycle.
and your specialty. So I'll give it an even shot then.
Mm.
And he's in your spine too, so it's just a matter of, just all of a sudden you hear the shots and you can see the flash, the muzzle, and you spin over and you see this guy, he's just shooting at your buddies.
Let's spin around him, see if we can get him.
This guy does not have armor on.
I keep forgetting what I'm supposed to be rolling.
If you need to, yeah, you can go scroll up too if you need like a template.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Ben, those are bad initiative cards. Sorry about that.
So we got a
Well done,
success.
Grady.
Yeah, nice.
So you did 3 points damage. Can you roll 6-sided to see where you hit him? And that's the arm. So you did 3 damage, right? Oh,
Mhm.
and that's the crit number too, isn't it? So you can roll critical on his arm. Those sniper rifles, man. Holy.
So it's a D10 again.
Especially if you're a sniper. Yeah, D10, and this time on the arm chart.
And a 5.
Sorry, I'm
Five?
going to point out. Is it 3 damage or is it just 2?
Oh,
Is
is
it
this
3
damage
damage?
too?
There's 1 success, wasn't it? Or is it a
Yeah.
3 damage weapon? Sorry.
I think it was a 3 damage weapon, that one.
Oh, sorry for interrupting then. Okay, carry on. Yep.
Okay, no, that's totally fine. Because it's not to juggle. I appreciate people. Yeah. Anyway, 5. So the bullet passes through his forearm and goes right through, and there's a sharp crack as you shot him through the arm, and he spins around and goes down onto a knee. And he's incapacitated this round. At least
Okay.
he has to make a stamina roll.
Okay, cool.
And Ben, you're just like, because he was just going to keep shooting you, eh? You just couldn't speed, you couldn't do it in time. So he is now effed up, and that was okay. So that's Barry's turn. Now he would have been second. So the guy you don't see moves, and he's give me a second here. I'll have to decide what he does actually. Lunk. We'll get to you in a moment, because this guy, he comes through the tree line here. You hear him coming through the trees, but he's being cautious. He's got his weapon out forward in front of him. So he uses his fast movement to go into these trees, and then he makes a recon to see if he spots you.
If I spot him, do I get a chance to shoot with Overwatch or not?
You have Overwatch, so yeah, I was just going to say, even if he spots you, you act first. He doesn't even really see you hunkered in the bushes there. He's looking around like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And when we get to your turn, of course, you can decide what to do. So Ben, your guy is out of action. He was number 5. And then there's one more you haven't seen yet. And now the last guy here, he takes some pot shots, Grady, and in your direction. Now he's -3. He's shooting through some scrub and trees. Plus you're behind the rock. So he's basically the guy now. You can see him now, Grady. He's back here.
Mm.
And this is medium range for him. So it's -1. So he's just desperate. It seems like he's just shooting at the sniper, right? These guys you have a feeling these guys aren't military necessarily. You know what I mean? They're, so he's going to be -5. What? Okay. So that's pretty well possible. He can't hit you. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, and if you would have rolled a 1 there, he would have had a jam or something. So bullets are zipping around, and you're not suppressed either. There's circumstances where you could be suppressed. If you get hit and your armor saves you, or there's a tree or something, you're suppressed. I have to double check that, pardon me. So he's done. And is there a 6 here? Well, you guys all rolled all the highest. So they're all gone, done. It's your turn now, and we're starting with Ian.
Okay. Yeah, Mary pushes herself to her feet. Increases her pace, or tries to. So you just normally move.
Mhm.
2 is a normal move.
Yes, so fast action.
Oops.
Now, if I decided you were moving through some intense rubble or forest, I could make you do a mobility check for every move. You know what I mean? But in this case, you're just moving your 2 hexes.
Okay, she sees William on the ground, and immediately goes down into a one knee and points a pistol around looking for an enemy. So that would be a recon roll.
Yes. And that guy's still screaming with his leg blown off, dude.
Oh dear.
Shut up. Be quiet.
There's no morale check for these days.
And there's a guy there you see who just got shot in the arm. And he's, right, Ian? And he's down on a knee, and he's like, and he's screaming in some Polish. I don't know, you understand Polish, so he's like, you son of a bitch. Goddamn sniper.
Would I have needed to make a recon roll then, in that case?
No, you don't have to. No, pardon me. And so you still have a slow action, if you wish.
I'll take a snap. Oh, no, I won't take a snapshot. No, she wouldn't do that. She'd wait. Could I take a full action to aim there? There's a sniper.
It takes a fast action to aim. And if you don't aim, you're just -2.
Is friendly fire a thing, Darren, if you're like firing through a hex that I'm in?
No, not if you're special. No, not particularly. Not that I'm aware of.
I'll
In some
take that.
circumstances, but hey, you could take a pot shot if you want
I'll take a shot, yeah.
and finish this guy. He seems still capable. He's swearing and shit, and his one arm is useless. He's trying to manhandle the weapon with his one hand.
Okay.
And then who's next, by the way? That would be David would be next. Lunk.
Oh,
No successes. You can push that.
I know what's happened. When I fell, the clip has come loose in my pistol.
Oh shit.
So oh crap! Stab it in properly. Ready for next turn.
Just so you know, you can push that, Ian, if you wanted
Okay.
to. And you didn't get a failure there. You only had one bad. You need to get 2.
All right, snap it back in, and yeah, I'll try that again then. Push it.
Does that weapon have a rate of fire? I'm not sure if pistols do.
It's Glock 17.
Because then you have to roll ammo dice. If it has a rate of fire, you're supposed to. I don't know, that sniper rifle threw me off, but you're supposed to roll at least 1 ammo dice, so that you know how much ammo you've expended.
Got it. Rated 5.2. So yes. So I'll roll that. Try that.
So you could roll 2 ammo dice if you wish. And again, this session is a bit of a test run, so we're self-correcting.
RW.
Yeah. And there's no minuses. It's just you're shooting him minus, and he's in the
Yeah.
open. Actually, he's standing there.
But I'm a -2 for a snapshot. But I'm +1 for being a crack shot with a pistol, apparently.
Oh, nice. So you did get a hit then.
That's-
Oh,
Right.
nice.
So there you are. That's what it should have been.
Yeah. So we got a hit. What's the damage on that weapon?
It is damage.
And roll 6-sided for me.
Damage
Patient.
1. Yeah, damage 1, a crit 2.
Okay.
So I didn't get 2. That's good. Patient these
And-
things.
And roll 6-sided.
Oh, that didn't work.
Forgot the W. I've actually ordered
C
custom dice for this game, actually.
is a D6, isn't it? So I rolled a 1, which is like
Legs. So you hit him in the leg, and he goes down. He's actually quite hurt. He's actually out. He's got 0 hit points. He goes down.
Nice.
And goes into shock and kind of. Good job.
Hillbilly gives it a bit of a yeehaw. Good job. This ain't no Thanksgiving turkey shoot. He looks back towards Mary with a little bit more of a newfound respect.
You see, there's a bullet hole in your jacket underneath your arm where he actually got pretty close. The bullet went right through. It's like he shot. Yeah, lucky to be alive. You're like, we have now David with Lunk. You see this guy, he's sneaking up to the trees, he's looking for you, and he's looking over toward Grady too. You see he's bringing his rifle up, he's probably going to shoot at Grady.
Morse just turns the machine gun and goes, "Sneaky bastard," and he shouts,
In English?
Enemy contact in the tree line, and full burst.
Oh, you're going for it.
Yeah.
What's your rate of fire?
Thanks, Ben. Rate of fire 6.
Ooh, okay. All right, so you know how that works with the dice bot? Or you want me to roll, or you want me to do it?
Yeah. Go ahead, roll. That's fine.
Okay, what's your stat and skill?
Yep. Okay. So stats for that are, so it's heavy weapons. So that's D, and strength of B.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you're doing 6 ammo.
Yeah, full burst.
Got it. Oh, no success.
shit.
You want to push that, I guess.
I'll myself, Darren. yeah. Push it.
Well, that
Oh.
time
2
we
successes.
got 1 mishap, so 2 mishaps. So
Oh,
you shred him. What's the damage on that one? I'm assuming it's probably a 2, maybe a 3, actually. You did an extra hit. Roll 6-sided for me, if you
Damage 2 with a critical rating of 3.
I think you crit hit this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, because you did 3 damage.
So tell me how to do the damage in this.
So roll 6-sided, see where you hit him.
Okay. Can I just do that in roll 20 or do it in here?
Anywhere you want. And you can roll on your at home
If
if
you
you
do
want.
exclamation mark RW DC, that's it. You got it.
So you hit him in the torso.
Hey, that's what we want.
Now roll 10-sided. I've got a critical for torsos.
10-sided.
Correct.
5.
Okay, that will. Okay, where is it? Okay, there it is. Ooh, ow. Yeah, you shoot him. You hit him multiple times in the lower torso. You kind of spray across his lower torso. You destroyed his kidneys and his mid. Oh, he's dead. You can just see you open up his mid range.
Yeah.
he-
But basically, Morse just kind of moves the machine gun around, just full burst in there. You just get an explosion from the trees of the branches and everything, and maybe just full blood and everything just flying.
But the receiver's stuck back when you're done.
Sorry, say that again.
The receiver is stuck.
Ah.
You're jammed.
Oh, fuck.
You spent 21 bullets before it jammed.
So it's a mag of 200. I think we've got 3 reloads, so that's 21 knocked off that magazine.
Oh, 200 round. Oh, nice. They're 200
Yeah.
rounds. Yikes.
It's
So
what it's
yeah.
for.
Now,
That works.
just for mechanics, David, a slow action, you can try to use a tech skill to unjam it. Basically. And that's how that works. So this guy folds in half as his spine and kidneys are eviscerated, and he just doesn't even give it a scream. He just and then and you're like, fuck. That action's jammed. We have now got, last but not least, Ben.
Hillbilly, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any
right.
targets left alive?
There are. Ooh.
That I can see? No.
Not that you can see, but you heard gunshots coming from the other side of those clump of trees. You heard gunshots coming from this area.
Okay, so I'm currently prone. So as fast action, I will get back up. And then slow action, do another recon roll. Is that possible? No, in fact, slow action, I'll move 2 down to where this guy's dead here.
That's a fast action. You can do two fast actions in a round.
2 fast actions, so get back up and move 2 here.
Right. Done, and you enter the tree line, and so you still can't see beyond that tree line, that clump of trees you're in. And I think we're done, right? Okay, so excellent. That's 2 rounds, and you guys have taken out 3 that you know of. And Ben missed a bullet there, literally. I thought,
That's what I'm here for.
yeah, I know. It's like, not the medic. No, what are you doing up here? Okay, here we go. So Ben, you are a 2
Yes.
that time. 8 for Ian, 7 for David, 5 for Barry, and there's the one known who's shooting, and there's one that you guys haven't seen yet. Ben, you're first out of the gate.
Okay. So Hillbilly, he's kind of scooted across this bit of open ground, sees the guy dead on the floor that released 14 rounds towards him, gives a little spits as he moves past him. I'm just going to move 1 forward here. And can I see this person in this tree line here? Is he visible to me?
Yes. Now, I might have said, oh, make a recon +2 or something, but he's there and he's shooting. You can see him. You can see his rifle. He's in the trees, so you're -1 or 2, I think. -2 for ranged attack.
So I will make a ranged attack against him.
But that's a snapshot because you don't have a fast action.
So is that going to give me -2 and -2?
I think so. And then
If
whatever
that case,
bonuses
then-
you have.
Which
Yeah.
is not many. In that case, I won't do that. So so I've moved forward, and I will go prone, ready for next turn.
Got it. I'm just taking a quick look here to see if there's a list here of, yeah, quick shot is -2, no aim. Fast aim, what the hell? Fast aim. Oh, that's fast action.
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't
Yeah.
have the ability to do that because
Oh, a called shot, Barry. So if you wanted to take a headshot, you say, I'm doing a called shot. And if you hit, you'll let him automatically in the head. So that's a
Okay,
nice thing,
cool.
just so you know, yeah. So if you see a head poke out of a window, you say, yeah, I shoot the head, and you're -2, but at least you don't have to, he doesn't have armor and shit, right?
Mhm.
So Hillbilly, do you want to do a hip shot you were mentioning? Or not? You'll be minus.
I want to go prone.
All
I'm
right.
going to use my other fast action to go prone. For an icon.
Got it. So would he see you because you didn't shoot or anything? So yeah, there you go. Next would be this guy who's actually there. Now I'm going to do a quick recon roll on his part, and I'm just going to roll here. Now if we're in a hurry, if I'm in a hurry, I might just roll it home real quick, right? And just go because I'm DM and I'm rolling his recon. Oh, he rolled 2 1s. Wow. He's oblivious to you, and you snuck up, and he's pretty oblivious to everything. And you see, he's just kind of like, he keeps just shooting. He might be panicking a bit or something, but he's like, he seems to be shooting at Grady. Grady, you're just, his bullets whizzing over you, and some are hitting the rock around you, and you're just like, what the heck? And then, okay, that's his action. Hillbilly, you see a woman. Now, she is, it's now her turn, and she has something in her hand, and you look up and you kind of almost meet her eye, and she gives this vicious gap-toothed grin, and you can see she has this pallor of radiation sickness, and most of her hair is out in clumps and such, and she's got this dirty kind of blue bomber jacket on, and in her right hand she's got something she clenches real quickly, and then there's a sudden explosion as the truck explodes with a
Where was this woman?
boom.
Sorry, Darren.
She was here on the rocks.
Okay.
And now I just have to look up real quickly because you might be in luck, and I might have made a mistake here. She might have prematurely pressed the button here. This thing has a blast power B. So if we go down below, and if my roll 20 starts to cooperate, you go down to explosions, you got the blast power here. So it's B.
B.
I remember
What
this
is the
case.
radius?
Yeah, so that means that, yeah, it has up to 3 hexes from the primary 1, 2, so it will hit you
Oh, shit.
with, but it can only, okay, so it bumps, you're on the D end of the radius, if you follow, Ben, right? Because you're 2 hexes out, so what I started at B and I went down 2.
Oh, B, so the next hex is C, then the following hex is D.
That's right, right?
Got it.
So you're
Yep.
in the D hex, so you're still in range. So this truck explodes, boom, and shrapnel and stuff, and a concussion kind of hits you. So I roll a 2d6, and every hit it does 1 damage. In this case, you're at the fringe of the explosion. So
And
if
it's
you were
2d6, each 6 is 1 damage.
no, I meant if I get 6s, that's a hit, right? Same thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So what I'll do is I'll go. I think I might have to reread this, but I think this is how it works. So I'm gonna go D, D, no successes. Yeah, so shrapnel and boom, and the truck kind of flips up, or goes end over end. It's boom, flies up in the air. And Grady, you see this boom, truck, holy, and that's what she does.
Wow, I think is now Lucky Bill, not Hill Bill.
Wow.
Twice.
Yeah, and boom, that's her action. And this guy here shot at Grady and missed. They're done. And the guy's probably cursing that woman. What the hell? Excellent, gentlemen. So we're almost, this might be concluding here. Hillbilly, you have choices. I'm going to shuffle the cards. And oh yeah, I've still got 20 minutes to go, so this will actually, our timing may be good here. Okay, so Ben, you are 3, 4 for Ian, ace for David, there we go, 2 for Barry, so you guys all go first. The woman is a 7, the guy shooting is a 6. So we start with David Lunk, and you have a jammed machine gun.
Does getting the ace mean anything other than the fact that you are the first one to go? Can you do anything special with it?
No, that's it. You're first. Now, like I said, if you're in sight with Grady, you can switch initiative with him. Go for it, Grady. I don't know, or something, right?
Right.
If you want.
Well, I don't know. It's a bit of metagaming, but can Grady see something at the moment? Can he see one of them?
Yes, he can see a guy who's been shooting at him.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
can I-
I'll pass,
okay.
Yeah, I'll pass the initiative to Grady then.
All right, Grady. You still got ammo in that gun? I'm assuming.
Yep, it's a mag of 10. So
Okay, so I'll switch. David will switch. Well, Barry was second, so Barry, you're first now. Go ahead.
Do I see the woman?
No, not
No,
from where
I don't
you
see
are.
her.
No.
That guy is still within 10, is he? Or do I have to move a little bit?
Is he within 10? Let's add up.
He's close, right?
Yeah, he is. He's within range. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, he's in medium range, so you're -1.
But if I move to, say, here, I'm okay.
Then you lose your aim
Do I lose the aim? Okay.
if you do a fast action, because aiming is a fast action. Right
No,
now, you would be just raw. If you shot at that guy, you would be 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd be -4 altogether.
so it'd be a -1, really, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, it's still good odds. You're good. You're a sniper. And then, by the way, David, you're going to be going next. And for some rolls, you can roll at home if you want to. I mean, it's. I did order custom dice for this. So.
That was an AB, wasn't it? Jesus.
So you line up the sights again, and you're going to take a shot, kind of, and you see the truck blew up, but you're French Foreign Legion. You're not going to be phased. You just, I see that son of a gun.
And a success.
And it is, yeah, you do manage that. It still gets a hit, and that's 3 damage. He said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll 6-sided.
True.
So that is torso crack. Now I didn't give any of these guys armor. I was kind of taking it easy. So you got another crit, right? Because that's a 3 damage.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that sniper rifle is lethal. Okay, so roll 10-sided.
It's a 10.
And oh wow, I think he blew his head off. Yeah, I think that is a. Or no, you hit him in the torso, right?
Torso, yeah.
Oh Lord, let's see what happens here. Torso, there it is. Wow, you shot him right through the heart. Instant death, it says. Oh boy, yeah, you just whack, and Ben, you're looking, and you just all of a sudden, your sniper, you hear that crack of that SVT, and another one goes down. You see this guy, you see this kind of little white red plume in front of his heart, and exit wound sprays out the back, red mist, and this guy, he just slumps down like a sack of potatoes. And it is now David.
Okay. So Lunk just yells, because of his training, just yells, jam, jam, jam. And he's clearing the problem at the moment.
All right, tech roll.
Tech
And it's
roll.
straight up, you just need 1 success. I think it's a slow action.
So intelligence A, tech B. So let me do this one. Let me try and get back into the swing of this.
And your weapon reliability rating has gone down 1 until you fix it. Okay, Lunk? Because right now your reliability rating is A, but it's gone to B. So on your character sheet, under your weapon, you put down under reliability rating.
Right.
It's
Gone to B. Okay,
Yeah.
1 success.
It's operating again. Yeah, you got it. You freed it. Yeah, one of those things.
Completely?
It's now fireable, but has a reliability rating of B, and I have to refresh my memory of what that does again. I forgot. Reliability ratings have effect on something. I can't remember at the moment. Pardon me. It's the chance of your weapon jamming again, right? And once your reliability rating goes below D, the weapon is no good anymore. Now you can fix it, right, in a shift. You can spend a shift and make a tech roll, and then make the rating go up back to A, if you want to spend the time. So you do, what do you do next? That was your slow action.
So fast action. Can I see anybody from my position at the moment? Is there any of the enemy?
No, you're all good. It's clear.
Okay, so Lunk will start to get up to a kneeling position and start to slowly move forward with the machine gun.
Okay, and you realize, to your surprise, oh no, not you. Okay, so where do you want to move? Oh, actually, you get up from prone. I think that's a fast action. Yeah. So, but you have your weapon ready, and you get up, and you're looking around, and then we move to Doc Hillbilly, who's prone.
Pretty prone in the tree lines. I can see this woman towards the rocks. Is she still
Yeah.
there? So, and I've got a line of sight, right?
You do.
So I will aim and fire in that case.
Yeah, and she was her legs are behind the rocks.
Okay. So he's kind of like ducked down, and this explosion's rocketed, and
Now
like
you have
dirt.
choice. You can do a pardon me, Ben, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
You could do a called shot here with the -2 if you wish, if you're a good shot, is what I'm kind of getting
Not
at.
particularly.
Yeah, so then take your chance, you'll hit her in the torso, right? Because if you roll a 1, you'll hit the rocks.
So no, I'm going to go for a normal aimed shot. So I've got an agility of C and a ranged combat of C. So he's not a particularly great shot.
Right. It's in range.
So C, and I get to choose her rate of fire, don't I? So rate of fire is
I'm not sure what it is
6.
on that one. Oh, that one's 6
It's
too.
yeah, for an M60 and A1 is up to 6.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm going to
Yeah,
do
David's
3.
got the L85, right?
So I'll go semi-sensible. So it's 3A, isn't it, for the ammo roll?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, so no successes, 1 suppression, and 10 ammo spent. But presumably I can push that if I'd like to.
You certainly can.
I will push. And I get 1 success and 7 ammo spent.
Okay, so you spend 7 ammo, and how much damage does that weapon do?
2 damage.
Could you roll 6-sided?
Oh, I'm just going to do this at home here. 4.
That is torso. And it's 2 damage, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so you hit her, she drops the detonator, and you see her fall behind the rocks. You hit her, and she gives out kind of this grunt scream and falls behind the rocks.
You can hear just a yeehaw coming from this tree line.
Mhm.
And that's Billy's turn.
Right on. Now we have Ian.
Okay. Mary moves in a crouch behind these rocks. Moves a couple of hexes, gives the bloke down there a quick look. Does he look dead?
Yeah, he's bled out.
Okay. I presume there's a load of smoke still pouring out of this truck, so I'll see if I can see anything.
Yeah, and you guys made a lot of noise too, of course, but that's just always a risk. So pardon me, you were going to do what with your last?
I'm going to try recon.
Right.
Is there a modifier for all the smoke?
No, I'm just going to give you a recon because you're scoping out the scene, and if no, go ahead, regular.
Nothing. There is a lot of smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Now there's a lot of now the smoke's starting to kind of billow and heave around,
It's
right?
got in my eyes. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Okay, so that's all the players. Now you're not sure what's happening with her. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Where was the last one? Oh yeah, this guy here. Did we just shoot him? Yeah, he's down. You shot him in the chest, right? This guy's dead.
Yeah, I think everybody's down now.
Yeah.
This guy's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Okay. Hillbilly, you see the woman. Oh no, she already. Oh no, this is new round. You see she's hunched over. One arm is kind of is down, and you can see her running through the scrub here.
Oh, okay.
She managed to get up and kind of move, but she's kind of hunched over and lurching. And she only managed to get a couple hexes.
Is it my turn to act? Is that?
We're done the round.
Oh, I see. So sorry, which hex did she move to, Darren? I missed that. Oh, down here, I can see her.
Seems she's might be fleeing. Roll 20s.
And yeah, I'm going to try and run and capture her if possible. Does she have a weapon? Is she visibly armed?
Yes, she had a rifle slung.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to shoot her.
All right. It was slung on her back, but yeah,
Still,
go ahead. Is
she's
that a
an armed
1, 2,
combatant.
3, 4, 5, 6 range, and you're -1 shooting in the scrub? I think is it -1 or nothing? Actually, it might be nothing. No, -1 into the scrub.
So that's is it a -1 for the range as well? So is that -2 overall?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't that your range? 6?
5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, -1 for range then.
So it's -2. Okay. Let's try it. So I'm going to follow up with a shot.
And reminder to everybody, keep track of your ammo, and each mag has 30 rounds. So you got to reload when you got to reload.
So is it just -2 at the end, Darren?
Yes,
So-
space
yeah.
-2, yeah. After you've
Space
done your
-2.
ammo, your number of ammo.
All right. So I'll do another 3 with rate of fire. To fail.
Why do you only have? Oh, because the minus. I see.
Yeah, there's -2 to it. I will. What's that? D8, isn't it?
You can push.
Yeah, I'll push.
Go on.
One suppression, but I.
Yes.
I'm
So
only 40.
she drops prone. If
And
you're
Hilbert is
suppressed.
like waving his arm. He's still prone. Get her! Get her! Take her under arrest.
Got it. So it's a new round, right? I'll do the initiative real quick, and what I'll do is I'll just do initiative real quick here a minute. Let me shuffle the cards. Okay, Ben, you're 5. Ian's 2. David's ace. Barry's 6, and the woman is 7. So she's last. David, Lunk is first. You're on your feet now with a working weapon.
Okay, so Lunk just sort of sees the activity from probably from Billy, and just sort of he moves up to this position, just to sort of see what's going on.
Are you going to go onto the road?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going up the road, and you've heard some rebel yells from Hillbilly. He's been yipping, so something's been happening down there, positive. And you see him shooting down the road, and he's like, "Get her!" He yelled or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do double fast action and move 2 more hexes,
Yep.
if you wish.
Yeah, so move up to there to try and get a better line of sight of what he's shooting at.
Yeah. And he's pointing or something or whatever. And then we have Ian, Mary next.
Okay. Yep. She'll double move as well then. Don't you have to roll for this?
Yes, you do. Pardon me. You do have to make a mobility roll.
Oh, do I need to do that?
And now Lunk, you get +2 because you're on the road. I'm gonna say because you're on the road. That makes sense to me. You just have to run down the road. So,
Oh, bloody hell, I tripped over again.
oh, you just have the one guy. So what happens is Mary's like runs forward.
Okay, she trips over a boulder this time, lands on and just rolls over onto her back and just stares up at the sky.
And you take another damage.
Is
As
that
you
your like
bump and
half health then, Ian, for falling over?
Yeah.
Speed up. The one dice is dangerous.
I'm staying
Mobility.
here.
Mobility is a big one. So Lunk, did you make your mobility roll? Or
Yeah,
should
yeah,
I?
2 successes.
Okay. Then we're on to that would be Doc. Hillbilly.
Oh,
I'm
back to
going
me.
to buy mobility.
So I'll use my fast action to stand up, and then a fast action to move 2 spaces. That sounds right?
Yeah.
So stand up
And then make a
1,
mobility
2
roll.
to move 2. Oh, because it's the second action. I've got you.
Yeah.
Yep. Mobility.
You get
God.
up and
We're taking more damage from 4.
no. I'm not sure if they'll fix that or not, but when you roll 1 die, there's a good chance you roll a 1.
Yeah, I've only got a mobility of C for agility, so hold on. I failed, but no.
No mishap.
Does that mean I stay where I am? I don't.
So you get
Do I
up
not
and-
move? Right.
Yeah, you had trouble getting up. You might have stumbled or something, or oh shit, dropped your rifle. I'm not sure if they're going to fix that or not. It seems to me a bit extreme, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, it's bad footing over this side of the road.
Definitely something going on here. So now Grady's last for your team.
Um,
Try not
I guess
to laugh,
he'll-
Grady.
Hmm.
I guess he'll maybe probably cross over the road maybe to here. So got 2 movements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably gets about here, would it? And then move into the trees here. So can I make it that far?
Make a mobility check.
Let me check.
What I might do is depending on the terrain, I might be giving like bonuses to ability checks because I think it's pretty. Well, I guess if you're in combat and such, under fire, that sort of thing, right?
So just
Okay.
straight.
Does anybody have mobility? It's a handy skill. So you succeed. You can move that far easily up. And that's, I guess you're done. And then the woman,
She's suppressed, isn't she? I don't know what that does.
she keeps running. Now, we're going to go off the map here, actually, unfortunately.
Yeah, she gets away.
Does suppression do anything, Darren? Or
No, she's prone. She's suppressed. So she has to make a. She
dreaded
has
mobility roll. Yeah. So it's fast action to get up, isn't it? And if she wants to move again, that's a mobility roll.
Yeah, she will have to. You're right. Okay. And she is -2 right now because of her injury. So I'll take that into account. So she manages to move a ways. Now, I'm gonna assume that I was gonna have her roll a morale check to see if she actually gives up. So let me just do that right here.
It's got to cross her mind, right?
Okay. Let me think for a moment, because she's wounded. You will catch up to her eventually. She doesn't surrender. She goes to try grab her gun, and she gets her gun out for her slow action, and or is that a fast action? What is it for grab a weapon? Oh, darn it. Fast action, drop backpack, see cover, run. Draw a weapon is a fast action. Okay, so she draws her shot and she hip shoots. She sprays towards Hillbilly, who's been shooting at her.
Hold on. So sorry, Darren, I could say because fast action was to stand up, wasn't it? And
It
then
was.
Second fast action to draw the weapon.
You're right. Okay, so
she would need a So she passed her mobility roll, so that means she can draw her weapon, presumably.
You're absolutely right. So she will just be drawing her weapon and aiming at you and spinning around toward you. So I'll just we'll sum this up because I have a feeling she's not going to last here unless she gets the first initiative and gets the first shot off. She might have a chance of. So I'll draw her card. Or no, I'll just do it real quick. Okay, 3, 4. And she goes. So we have Ian and Ben going before her. And Ben goes first, actually. Yeah,
I'll aim and shoot then, because ammo is important, right?
Yeah. And you still have ammo to shoot?
I do still have ammo. It's -1 for range, presumably.
Right. And -1 for the scrub.
Oh, so it's a -2 again. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. CC -2.
And the dice spot, we'll get quicker at it, but it does save a lot of time. It does a lot for us, right? I think it's pretty handy. I don't know.
I think it works. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like it.
So I got success.
Okay.
For some reason, it
and
didn't do the ammo. I don't know why. What did I do?
you
wrong
did
there?
space, number of ammo, then A.
Oh, I did the -2, then the ammo. I should have done the ammo, then -2, shouldn't I? So what do I roll for the ammo dice, Darren?
Okay, roll
That's
six
3d6,
sided.
isn't it?
Oh, you did 3 ammos. Yeah.
Yeah.
3d6.
2, 1, 2. So 5. 5 ammo and 1 success.
Nice. Now the problem is, since you're rolling 1 die, you had a weapon jam with that one.
I did, yes.
But you did hit her twice, you said, or once.
1 success.
And could you roll 6-sided? And I think she's finished anyway.
6.
But headshot. Okay. Roll a crit.
Is that D10?
Yes, sir. Oh boy,
That
headshot.
is 2.
Concussion. So you clipped her head, and she spins around and drops. And then how much damage was that? Pardon me.
2 damage, just 1 success.
Okay, she's dead.
And so that was, I spent 8 ammo, so I spent 29 ammo on my 30 ammo magazine.
And
it's a jam, so my reliability reduces to B.
yes, until it's repaired.
Okay.
Nice little tweak, that one. Nice mechanic.
Yeah, I like that, right? And then the more ammo you use, the more chance you have of jam, and so on. And if you're down to 1 dice, it changes the whole mechanic because your odds suddenly went out the window. You're down to 1 die. So there are now 5 bodies scattered around the battlefield. Of various, they're all dead, unmoving, except the guy screaming with the
Is he
severed
still
leg.
screaming, is he?
Oh wait, the
Oh.
explosion finished him off.
Ah, good.
We'll just assume the explosion finished him. I made a mistake. I thought the explosion was a narrower, and I reread it because I wouldn't have put him that close. Oops. Anyway, learned a lot today. Our timing is really good, everybody. That is the 3-hour mark, but there is a bit of follow-up to do. Does anybody have a few minutes, or we'd like to do this kind of?
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We need
okay.
the loot, right? That's the.
I know, that's what I mean. It's
Need to get some loot. In this case, is food.
Ammunition,
Food.
shell casings.
Ammo would be good, yeah.
let me have a look here. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I've only got 2 mags. Jesus, I rolled really badly on that one as well.
Yeah, I've got 3, or it wouldn't be now 2.
Shoot. You know what you find? The guy with the severed leg, there is an RPG with 1 reload. So it's got a rocket in it, and it's got another rocket that he had on his. It was just sitting there. It looks like they had the RPG there on the ground. They were, in case someone were needed it, they grab it and fire it or whatever. Also, they have basically hunting rifles, except for the guy who shot at you, Ben, has an AK. Sorry, I mixed up here. The guy who was coming through the forest towards you, David, has a shotgun. And he's got 8 rounds for that shotgun. The guy who was shooting at you with the AKM expended 1 mag. Oh no, he has a half mag, so 16 rounds.
Are they assault rifle rounds? So will they fit?
They are 7.62, so they only fit in weapons that fire 7.62, which none of you have at the moment.
What does that?
Oh, actually, yours is, but it's a different caliber, Barry. You are 7.62, but you're an R54, or perhaps an R51. I know guns quite well and ammunition.
Yeah, it's 54. Yeah.
And the AKM is 39. Now that, by the way, those numbers 39, 51, and 54, that corresponds to how many millimeters long the shell is.
Okay.
Right. And of course, AKs use a shorter, but their diameter of the bullets is exactly the same of all their rifles.
What does the light machine gun use?
Light machine gun. Yours is what type of machine gun was it?
Light machine. So I got it down as LM.
M246, I think.
It's either 240 or 249, I think. And both the 249 will shoot a 5.56 if I recall correctly,
That's correct. Yeah.
and I think they both do actually. And if not, the other one is a 308 Winchester, but I could be wrong.
So this is a beauty of like NATO arms, right? So the M249, which David's got, fires a 5.56. That can reload the M16A1. So
Right.
we've got 600 rounds for that.
Yeah, if you want to strip a belt. Yeah, you got
Well,
lots of-
exactly, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but
So we're looking good for ammunition for a short term, at least. Now, there was one guy had a shotgun, 12, or how many rounds I say? 8?
8.
Eight rounds.
Yeah.
What sort of shotgun is
woman,
that? Is that a double-barreled shotgun or
very
or
British.
pump-action or?
yeah, it was an over under I was going to make it. But that's generally the same thing. It's
Okay,
instead of
okay.
side by side, the barrels are over under, top
Okay.
each other.
Yep.
She had a little submachine gun. She had a little Soviet, I think it's called a Scorpion, or
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Wow.
it's a weird caliber weapon.
Submachine gun sounds like Mary type weapon to me.
And she had 2 reloads.
I prefer my pistol. I've got a silencer for
Okay.
it somewhere.
So I'm just looking up this little weapon here. Where is that? Exact name. Now the RPG is a RPG-7V. It's a copy of the Soviet RPG-7V with anti-tank rocket launcher manufactured in Poland. And it's on page 108 is the RPG, and it's got the stats there for it. If any, that's a heavy weapon, of course.
So the
I think.
RPG is useless to me. I don't know if who
I
wants
can
to take
use
that.
I can use a heavy weapon.
Go for it then, Barry. If no one objects, I'd quite like the shotgun.
Yeah, go
Cool.
ahead.
Okay, so that
Oh.
submachine gun is a PM-84,
I'll take that one.
and it's on page 108 as
What's
well.
the shotgun, Darren? Is that a 311R?
It was a double barrel. So
That
I
looks
don't,
like it,
it's some generic hunting rifle. It's just double barrel shotgun. It'd be
The
a mod-
311R is a typical side-by-side double barrel hunting shotgun, so that one, I
Oh.
guess.
Yeah,
Yep,
for the stats.
okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. So, and also, let me have a quick look. Now, these were marauders who had set up this. They were hoping you'd get close enough to this truck, and then they detonate it probably and finish you off with small arms fire. And they look like a bunch of desperados, like with all these different weapons. And these weapons, the shotgun has a reliability rating of B, by the way.
Yep.
The submachine gun a reliability rating of B,
Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
and shotguns are indestructible. They're just, well, not really, but I've
They're
had
not
shotguns.
complicated though, are
I've
they?
had
Yeah.
shotguns I've never cleaned. They're
It's
just like-
literally a tube.
Oh yeah, I've had a shotgun, I think, since I was 12. That one shotgun, it's almost 40 years old, and it just, yeah, tube with a pin. So I'll let you guys summarize what you want to do. You can declare like the truck is a write-off. It was a prop, and you can't tell if it was probably not in working order.
Did they have any
Eight.
food, water?
Let me roll. There are 4 rations of water. One of them has a large jug of water that has 4 rations in it. It's quite bitter and smells, but you figure it's okay.
Okay. Now,
They also had remains of some sort of animal. And to your horror, you're not sure what kind. And it doesn't fit all the kind of animals you've seen, because what it basically is sort of like strips of meat, but you got a bad feeling about them. There's four rations you estimate though worth.
does it smell bad, or is it just that we don't know what it is?
You just don't know what it is, and you've heard rumors of cannibalism, and you know it happens.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Yeah.
Well, some of you might not care.
Grady's tempted, but you know, there's too many people looking at him.
Yeah, well, it's survival mode, guys. But there are some lines people will not cross. It depends. These people were desperados. You can see that the woman was pregnant and
Oh.
and in dire straits. They were all like covered in sores. Do you want now? You're looted the bodies. Now I have to roll here.
Yeah,
I
gonna say, can
need who checked out the woman's body in particular? Does anybody want to volunteer, or should I roll?
I'm not volunteering. I'm furthest away.
Okay, so it
That's my
happened to be
excuse.
Hillbilly. You were checking out her body, and she's covered in sort of sores and stuff like that, and you see there's a lot of snot and kind of mucus around her mouth and such, and you realize suddenly with horror that's like, oh. Could you give me a stamina roll?
I think Ben's dropped out. I think.
Oh shoot,
I
we
think
lost
he's
him.
dropped. Yeah, sadly.
Did he say he was
Not
leaving?
for
I
the
thought
moment.
that was
I
on
think
purpose, right?
I think it just suddenly cut out or something.
Because this woman has a disease. And what page was those diseases on again? They were on, radiation was page 78 or something, or 18. What's that again? Darn, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to write some things down. I know now I'm learning what I have to prepare and shit, like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I gotta have this ready, these charts open, and so on.
I think considering that was our first session and trying it out, it actually picked up pace quite well and we got through it quite quickly.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it'll get quicker, I'm thinking. Healing, drowning, fire.
80. The diseases are.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it's getting close. Darn.
You're just in time as you caught a disease.
Oh, really? I didn't eat the meat.
Surprise!
No, that woman, that pregnant woman you were looting
I
has...
didn't loot the pregnant woman.
No, I actually ended up rolling the dice to see who looted her because nobody volunteered. And sorry, Ben, you happen to get the dice. And
Fair enough. So, so what have I caught?
you may give me a stamina roll.
Which is -2 for virility, right? Because of my
Right.
So stamina. This isn't going to go well, is it?
Now let me see how this works again. So
CD.
when exposed to dangerous contaminant infection, you need to make a stamina roll modified by the virulence rating of the disease. Now
What's the virulence rating?
Actually, it is +1, so you get it.
So I'm -1 then. So because I'd be -2 normally because of my
that's right.
radiation. So it's -1.
So that would be -1 on your dice chain, right?
Mm-hmm. No successes. Can I push that? Is that
okay?
No.
Okay, roll after the incubation period is passed. This is called an infection roll. If you fail the roll, you fall ill, which is 2 effects. You suffer 1 point of damage. Now the incubation period is this will happen to you over D6 days. You will develop pneumonia. So I'm going to roll 6-sided here, Ben, all right?
Okay,
After 4 days, that's the incubation period.
And
then now how the mechanics of this work is a bit tricky, I imagine, right? The symptoms are fever, cough, chest pain. So I've kind of metagamed this a bit and letting you know what's happening. Like, you're a medic though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would see the symptoms. In your case, I would give you a medical roll now to see if you could identify, like, oh my God, she's got this and this and this. It's pneumonia, I think. You know what I mean? Because you're the right person to be doing this.
Okay, so if I make a medical aid roll,
yeah.
Any bonuses or minuses?
Now, if you get, well, Yeah, actually I will, because you're training, you're medic, you actually know this stuff, you've dealt with it lots, right? You right away, so I'm gonna give you +2.
3 successes.
Okay, so in this case, Ben, and again, I'm learning on the spot here.
Mhm.
I'm going to say that you spotted the symptoms, and you realize that you may be infected,
Okay.
and so you can take precautions if you spend a shift, and make a medical roll, and you
Mhm.
have some medicine, it would help. You can actually get rid of pneumonia.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So you realize you might have it. You're like, oh my God, I think she's got pneumonia. And everyone back off, So I'll let you, that's kind of what happened, right? After you grab your gun and stuff. So you quickly wash your hands and stuff, I guess, or you can use, now what I could say too is you could use a ration of water. And anyway, I'm kind of just sounding ideas around how to handle that. I'm going to reread it because they left it a little bit vague how, to deal with that. And I forgot that you're a full-blown medic, so you would have been like,
So that makes sense. So
away.
he's picked
yeah.
up the shotgun or whatever it was, and
Mm.
he's seen the signs. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So pneumonia in 4 days unless I treat it.
Okay.
Are we going to take a shift here? Will it be enough length of time? What does the shift go for? 4 hours?
5 to 10 hours.
5 to, oh,
Oh,
okay.
this is a
Right.
noisy place to stay for the next 5
Yeah.
to 10 hours.
Yeah.
I would have thought. Yeah.
Smoke.
Mhm.
It's a road. Yeah, we need to move.
So we'll end the session with you guys having looted these bodies. And I mean, you're not going to take the time to bury them, I'm assuming, at the moment. There's a
Nope.
plume of smoke coming up from the truck that might draw attention to whoever, more marauders, cannibals, it looks like. Great. You guys ran into the real crew, but they were desperados. They weren't well equipped. You grabbed some gear, and there's some knickknacks here if you want to grab, if you need webbing, perhaps. But their clothing was pretty disgusting, kind of flea infested sort of scenario. Desperados. And we'll go back to the campaign map briefly, and our next session, we will be, of course, deciding which direction you want to go, because you are now in this hex, and I'll bring you to that in a minute. So you now are in the tree part, and you're kind of at this point going to keep going, I'm assuming, right? It took you a shift to get into this hex, right? I think it's about a shift. I'll have to check again. I think you can move 2 hexes on a road in a shift and 1 off road. I'll double check that though. So yeah, now it's wide open again. You can stay in this hex, but go to a different part of it. It's 10 kilometers wide, but then you're being stationary in that hex. That's okay too, all right? So you don't have to think like we have to leave this hex. Next session, you can stay in this hex and move away from the burning truck.
Perhaps do a bit of hunting or something.
And there's always the Russians to the east, of course, and you're not sure what they're up to. And that is the end of the session.
Cool.
Good stuff. Thank you, Darren.
Oh, my pleasure.
Fantastic.
I like the mechanics of it. I think once we get into like a real cadence of